Right, so it's become very apparent that TikTok is just not going to accept the original video I made about Michael Hudson, so I'm just going to have to make a new one. But before I do, I want to make a video about the Hudson estate, because I got kind of sidetracked on a lot of that video, trying to decide how much of this to talk about and how much of it not to, or to put off into another video. And I might as well take this opportunity to do a better job. So, first of all, the Hudson estate. What's essentially going on here is that within the world of Tall Tales, you do have magic and magical beings and things like that that are part of the world that aren't actually being very well hidden. That's not the point of it. Like, the world doesn't take great strides to hide magic from the majority of the populace. It's just that culture and human practice tends to ignore it. However, different cultures have different approaches to this. Some are more open to the supernatural and some are less. One of the cultures that's relevant here is the British Empire, because while it is the UK now and not the British Empire, just like it is in the real world, the fact is that the cultural traditions that were begun as part of the empire are still relevant and still affecting things. And one of the ways that that's doing that is the establishment of the Hudson Line. Essentially, within Tall Tales, the policy of the United Kingdom is that everything serves the crown in some way or another. The general populace are subjects of the crown, and obviously the military answers to the crown and stuff like that, and the crown is the head of the government and stuff like that. And that, as far as I can tell, is pretty accurate to modern day real world practice. The issue with that in Tall Tales, though, is that they also have supernatural resources available to them. There's supernatural characters, supernatural creatures, supernatural powers. And so in viewing those things as having a function of serving the crown, what they actually do is they have a policy where if you are a supernatural resident of the United Kingdom, you have to be registered as such, and you may have certain tasks that you're expected to do relevant to what you are. The Hudson Line sort of moderates this. This is a family estate that has been established. Lord Hudson is the name of whoever is the head of the household at the time. The role of the House of Hudson is to be the supervising force, the people who keep track of all the supernatural goings on within the United Kingdom. They are the people who actually assign tasks directly to the supernatural residents. They're the people that supernatural residents who want to become citizens or whatever have to check in with. They are kind of the guiding force of that. They serve as a police force, as an investigative force, as an administrative force, and this is that family and whatever staff or whatever they have. But they are the head of that. That is their job. And as part of their job, they are powerful mages. One thing that's established as you meet Michael Hudson and learn about his family is that they have a strong tie to magic that is constantly being renewed, that's constantly being empowered, that they have access to a vast magical library with all kinds of resources and tools and things like that, and information, and that this is essentially their job. So Michael Hudson is not just some guy who has a job to do in the UK as a member of the House of Hudson, but he is in fact a very powerful mage known the world over for his magical ability, because that's their deal. That's what the House of Hudson needs to be in order to do its job. Now, one of the things that comes up within Tall Tales is how questionable of a practice this actually is. And not necessarily because, you have a family of mages dealing with the supernatural within your empire, but because of the views of the empire. And so one of the issues that comes up is that Ekshani hates the Hudsons, and very vocally states that repeatedly throughout the story. She cannot stand them because, as part of the British rule in the what is now Pakistan and Indian, region, that subcontinent area, as part of their rule there, they actually are the ones who separated Iravati from the physical world. And this was part of their policy of subduing even the supernatural elements of the places that they went. And so the British Empire, especially of the past, is viewed very much as an oppressive force by a lot of supernatural entities around the world, and they view the Hudsons as the face of that. And the Hudson estate, by and large, doesn't seem to regret any of that. Michael, as I'll get into, has some concerns. But the estate itself is just like, this is our job. We serve the crown, and if the crown wants this to happen with the supernatural residents of an area that we have conquered, then that's what we're going to do, because that's who we are. But that's the Hudson estate, and I'll get more into detail about Michael Hudson himself in a later video. In the meantime, you can check out the information that's available here at talltalesuf.com. Don't forget to click through to the wiki. There is a wiki. It is not very well filled out. I've tried to touch up on it. I've tried to kind of do a fair bit of work on it, but I can't write the story and write the wiki and do the marketing and everything else all the time. Something's going to fall through the cracks, and it has, in a large part, been the wiki that has fallen through the cracks the most. But it is a wiki on fandom, and so if you have things that you want to add to that, please feel free to do so. Thank you very much.